nice.
That's right. It is season 4, Legion's Lair, and I'm Blake Asada. And guess what? It's a new year of Legion's Lair, and we're kicking the party off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am Brad Jones, brother of Bjorngard.
And I am Mike Casper, Emir Caspar. Gentlemen, it is episode 1, season 4, Legion's Lair. Wow. Now,
Mike,
man,
can you believe it?
we're excited to announce that we are going to bring the guests on right away from here on out, or at least this season. So let's introduce Blake right now. Do you want to do the honors, Brad?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is the one, the only Recon Rage, Blake Casada.
Powerful. Powerful. Now, before we do the news, I want to tell people we kind of switched because of the holidays. We kind of missed a week, so we kind of started up this week, and I didn't realize that Cosmic Connections, because I'm not in the Cabal or I'm not in the Cosmic Cabal, I didn't realize that Cosmic Connections is on the opposite Thursdays from us. So in talking with Jeffrey Evans, he's going to start up the show, not this week, but next week. And of course, we're going to go every other week. He's going to go every other week then. And that's entirely my fault when I planned out the season. In fact, we have every slot in 2025 planned out, guests all set, but for one, and that's the last episode for our recap show. So once again, that is my fault. But guys, Cosmic Connections over on the Cosmic Cabal will be with you next Tuesday. Please tune in and check out Jeff Evans on that show, please.
Mike, I think it's called Cosmic Contact.
Oh, what did I call it?
Connections, and I think I've even called it Cosmic Connections as well.
Well, I'm not on the.
I even had to go back and look. I'm like, okay, it's Cosmic Contact with Jeffrey Evans. Yes, so
Cosmic Contact. Thank you. I'm not on any of the pages, but for the crypt. So that's why the confusion was made.
Yeah, so Jeffrey, check him out, and he was so gracious. I think he's the one that brought it to our attention. We definitely overlooked that. Sorry, Jeff.
Yes,
but we do have some news. But I guess before the news, we could also say that if you haven't noticed, we have bumped up some subscribers, and that is due to our good friend Legion over at the Legion's Lair. We have collabed with him, and we think that maybe he has taken some of our subscribers since if you look up Legion's Lair on YouTube, it immediately goes to his site, which his name is Legion, and he runs a home reviews over certain things. You name it, he does reviews over home stuff, remedies. And he was so gracious to allow us to have some of his subscribers. And so every now and then we may have some people who know nothing about toys popping in and maybe checking us out. So we're looking forward to that. So we finally hit the 1,000 mark. We really just needed 500 to get to this guy. Oh, Bella. But we've anchored past to over
Nice.
1,000. So Immortal Collection said if we got past 500 to give this away. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should give it away tonight, or we should give more people, or just give it away tonight. So yeah, we're gonna give this away tonight. Not the flag, though. Sorry, that has to stay.
Okay.
But you will get this custom by Immortal Collections, dressed up in their attire with their head sculpt that they have done, paint matching and everything. Did a great job. So yeah, later on tonight, check us out. We're going to give that away. Mike, what about news?
Okay, well, first off, we had an in-stock sale on Saturday. So the in-stock sale covered a lot of items. In fact, right now on the website, I want to say there's 51 items still up, but you basically had a lot of the mystery box figures, which went really fast. They didn't last very long on there. You had the armory. So you had an all-in, you had 10 different armory figures. You had an all-in if you wanted to, but you only could get one of each or the all-in. And now those limits have been taken off. You also had the Legion's Con exclusive figures in their single carded packages.
Did I pass those? Oh yeah, they're up here. Okay.
And I want to say, what else did they have? I know they threw up a Hagnon. Was he part of the mystery box? He's part of the mystery box.
Yeah. The mystery boxes went quick, didn't they?
Oh, they did. I did. I jumped on a lot of Gonx's, because of his armor for Dwarf.
Yeah, cool armor.
I jumped on a lot of Khadors because with the dark skin color that we get through the $10 pack on Store Horseman, now I can have a lighter skin for popping and swapping with Khador. And then, of course, I grabbed a lot of Fury clans simply because their armor is so conducive to popping and swapping. Now, interesting, guys. Did you notice the Fury clan did not pop up right away? I had to go back in and make a second purchase, but instead of making the Fury clan $40 each, they made the Fury clan $37, which helped pay for my shipping again. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if it was an oversight, but you guys noticed that, correct?
I noticed it later.
Yeah, I kept going back and forth. It really surprises me. And I don't know. I think if they wouldn't have put the mystery box figures up, it might have been a little different. I literally thought those armored figures were going to sell out quick.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the ones that sold out, especially the people that didn't get an opportunity to get them. I know there were some complaints on the Cabal even today about maybe they shouldn't have been $45. Maybe they should have been $40. I hear what they're saying, but at the same time, I think a lot of people, it's not or one even guy said they look kind of plain. Why aren't they a Legion builder price? And obviously people chimed in, and I think the pictures don't do them justice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even me doing this, I mean, you can see that the rivets are painted on the armor, but like even this does not give it justice for what it is. It's basically a Legion builder type figure because there's no bio. I mean, that's the only thing that's similar to them is they don't have a bio. Other than that, it has way more paint apps than a Legion Builder. It's definitely unique.
And if you're an inbox collector, they come with a custom, friendly box that was exclusive to Legion's Con. So I mean,
I brought one with me, but yeah, it's basically the same, plastic egg cartridge or plastic, with a different logo. It looks like the same logo.
I have one. I'll grab it real quick.
Oh, do you have one? I was about to say it's a little shinier. Yeah. It almost reminds me of the new logo. But dude, yeah, obviously there were some leather parts, and it's great. This is what I like about the Armory experience. I like it for the fact that sometimes I don't like popping and swapping named figures. I like the way they are sometimes. This way, I don't feel bad for me being a completionist. I don't feel bad at all popping and swapping and doing whatever I want to these because that's exactly what they're for. You know what I mean? If they had bios to them, it would be different, but they don't. So,
yeah, I don't believe if you're a completionist, you can count the Armory experiences going forward.
Yeah, you don't. Which is great. That's what I love about it because I don't have to have all of them. There you go. Here, actually, I'll make you big.
So you get your regular packaging, and then you get the card art.
Yep.
Which is wonderful by Nate March.
Yeah.
And then the inner sleeve has the foil on the back. So this is the only way you're going to get that. So it's nice, especially if you would keep a couple in mint condition or on display this way. It's a nice ad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. I definitely liked it. But yeah, if you haven't gotten an armored figure, at least get one. Try that out. To me, it's where it's at. I only grabbed 5, so I went back and grabbed a few more. I guess Lauren already knows. I grabbed like 6 more. I didn't get any of the purple or the green because I figured Joe Vassapolo was there basically telling me what I was trying to pick out was going to be available later down the road, and I just waited. So that's what I did. So I just grabbed the leather parts that they said weren't going to be around, like this leather green. I know everybody was talking about the green leather.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And then now this time around, I grabbed all my armor figures. What did you guys grab any in this sale?
Yeah, I did. I grabbed a few more of the builders, and I grabbed the leather ones that were offered on this. And let's see, I did the brown because I didn't pick that up at Legion's Con. Gotcha. I did another red leather down there, the red and brown leather.
Gotcha.
And then I did the black leather up top, the Gunmetal Evil Armory setup. Yep. And I did those 3. And then I picked up the single card on each of the Legion's Con day 1 and 2 exclusives.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I have some custom ideas for those. I picked up another couple Snake Men, some minions.
Yep.
You got to get those.
That's sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny when the Fury Orc mic went back up, or I saw it. I had completed my transaction. I went back and saw the Fury Orc, and then I realized Stag was gone already. That's how fast Snag went.
Brother Mandibulus went like that.
That one too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also picked up a gunner. I picked up 2 more gunners.
Nice.
I picked up an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked up a wave.
Way too much. I picked up all in on the Armory.
Good.
I went, 3. Jeez. Oh my God. 3 Doors, 3 Fury Clan, 3 Gonks. I went a Clavian, or no, Clavius.
Clavius.
I went, oh God, who else? There had to have been more. I tried a Brother Mandibulus, but he was gone. I did 1 of Chris. I did 2 of George. I did 2 of Diego, and I did 2 of the Boba Fett looking Tusk AA-20. And what else did I just spent way too much, but I didn't care. Screw it. I'm working OT. I'm have some fun. A sale like this can really get you good fodder for popping and swapping. It really can.
Rob Zamora, I love his sarcasm. He's right. They look plain and silly. I'd rather play more for a reaction figure. Yeah, the $20 reaction figures from Super 7. That is hilarious. Curtis, what is it, my dude?
Curtis is here.
Yeah. Well, shoot, before we go on with more of our news, Blake, you want to go through the chat and let us know who's here?
Absolutely. Let's do that. Let's start at the top. First in the chat, Brian Carr. Right on. And of course, that Purple Gang, Wholesome Warlock with all the beautiful purple love. We've got Matt Von Fossen, Juan Diego Rincon, Collectible Fun, Lauren. I wonder who that is. Matt Von Fossen again, J Mac 77, Jeremy Ballinger, Kirby, Guayasve, Echevarria. And then we have, and you got Eric Miller, old EM Customs, Rob Zamora, art by Ackerman, a.k.a. Curtis. I know nobody knows who that guy is, but he's doing some amazing work on his channel. Shout out to him.
Eric is Curtis is killing it.
Yes, absolutely.
Post as I was doing that. So what happens when you multitask? Yes, Curtis is killing it. I watched his one of his videos today on one of the eyes. Was catching it, and then I was watching another something. Then I got sidetracked.
His super glue pop and swap for the head pegs. That was kind of cool.
That's what it was. I was watching that today.
That's pretty neat idea.
There was something I need to highlight. Let's talk about this real quick. We gonna do an Ohio Mythic meetup this year. Matt, that sounds really cool. I think we can do that. I think that can happen. We almost did it last year. We were going to have a little picnic fun day. Maybe we can try to do that again.
Dude, if you guys can start that up, that'd be awesome. I'm planning the first year I retire, 2026, on doing an Ohio Mythic meetup. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to do it this year.
And I think what Mike means is like actually going to like a hotel, like is that what you're saying, Mike? Like,
well, no, just having a get together,
I was about to say, are we about to create our own little Mythic meetup like Mesquite Con did?
I could rent out the FOP Lodge, our FOP Lodge, and I can rent it out for really cheap. And we could have everybody there in 2026. That would be awesome. Pretty amazing. It's in Akron, towards Barberton. And I think that would be centrally located for all the people up in Cleveland, the people down south. Akron, I think, would be a good spot.
It was like 12 people or more that I think was going to come to last year's one, but we had to cancel it at the last minute, which it worked out. Because it was kind of later in the year, so it was closer to Legion's Con. So maybe if we did do something small this year, maybe we could do it in the summertime or something.
It would have to be summertime. You and Van Fossen can kind of put your heads together. Maybe you guys can come up with something there.
Last year I know. Let's see here. Who was it? Brian Lynn was trying to get me to do some sort of mythic something, but I think he wanted it to be like more bigger.
Well, you never know what it can grow into.
Yes, like I said, if there's a lot of people, maybe we can do something big. But
baby steps right now.
Yeah, exactly, baby steps. And since there's no PowerCon this year, that would be nice. I did see Curtis in the messages here. Big post by Val on PowerCon like an hour ago. Sent it to you guys in Messenger.
Well, that's the next bit of news we have. Val Staples came out on his PowerCon Facebook page, or the PowerCon Facebook page, and he has an absolute novel written on what went down with PowerCon. I only got 2/3 of a way through it, but it looks like it's going to come back to Columbus, hopefully
my great line
2026. But
Wow.
like I said, I haven't read the full post, so I can't give you any information on that.
I mean, it's long.
Yeah, it's very long. I encourage everybody to get on there who goes to PowerCon to read that, because I do believe Ohio will be getting PowerCon back in 2026. The merging with Toylanta is just that, for 1 year, to keep the PowerCon name going.
Okay.
And he gives reasons for why he left California, and why PowerCon was canceled in 2024, and why it had to basically cancel in 2025.
Mike, I'm gonna say here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna apologize right now. I went on the PowerCon website and I was upset, and maybe Val read that and was like, "Damn, Broder of Bjorngard, he is pissed that it's in PowerCon." So write something, but I need him. So I haven't read it yet, Val, but I will make sure to give you a full that a boy, because I'm sure it's good.
Brad, you know what happened, don't you? You know what happened.
What happened?
Okay. Well, Val was probably very concerned that you, Broder of Bjorngar, was gonna motorboat him with your absolutely massive metal titty pauldrons and give him a concussion.
You know what I think Val's doing right now? He's saying, I think Brad's figure is going to come out next year, and that's when we'll have PowerCon, and then Brad will be able to cosplay and walk around as Broder, and he doesn't want me. Yeah, he wants to stay far away from my pauldrons as possible.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want to make Broder's pauldrons upset. Okay?
No.
They got power.
And you don't want me heating them up.
Biceps.
Oh, yeah. And could you imagine me heating up my pauldrons and sticking people's faces on them? That would just, yeah.
Get some.
Blake, let me just. Who was we talking to just recently? Where they basically said, "Here, let me put this down real quick." They were saying, "Yeah, I saw Blake at Legions Con, and he basically said, yeah, if you guys want to work out with me in the morning, you're more than happy to." And I guess they're like,
yeah,
don't work out.
This is the workout at Legions Con.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There we go.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But hey, I offered many people and some of the chats have been like, "Hey, anybody want to work out at the hotel?" And every morning I was there like, "Yeah, it's just me today."
So you were the hotel. So real quick. Let's pan to that. How is the hotel weight room? Is it okay?
It's decent. Yeah. I mean, you get it done. It's obviously no, Equinox or Lifetime Fitness or anything, but I mean, the basics are there.
And what time in the morning are you actually going there?
That's probably why no one showed up. In my daily life, I get up at like 3 to 4 a.m. Okay. I work from 5 a.m. usually to 3:30, 4 p.m. So I always like getting that in before I get my day started, because we all know by the time you get done with your day, it's kind of, you're not really in that mode. You want to relax after you worked all day. So that's why I started that a long time ago. So just keeping it going.
Yeah.
Nice.
So were there times where you were walking down to the weight room and people are walking back to their room to go to bed? You're like,
yeah,
you probably got your cow, you're all ready to go, and they're like,
funny story. I came out one morning. I think I was on third or fourth floor. And I was walking down to go hotel, and people were walking up, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys you're up early for breakfast?" And they're like, "We're just going to bed." So, I mean, I was staying up to like midnight, 1, 2. I mean, when you're there and you're at Legion's Con, you're working on a different level of adrenaline, camaraderie. This happens once a year, and everybody at my work, everybody in my circle out here in the Pacific Northwest knows how important it is and how much I love the community and how important that's a must every year. And I just love the energy of this community. And you just feed off that energy. And it's just that amazing love that goes around between everybody.
Hell yeah. No doubt. I mean, it's definitely positive. I mean, we've been there 4 years in a row. This will be our 5th year going, I guess, this year.
Nice.
And it's always great. And it's always, and this will be the 3rd year at the same place. And I like that. I'm a creature of habit, and it's not like it's a bad place where I'm like, we need to go. It's a great place, and it's a fun place, and I definitely enjoy it. And I love when the community and the Caballers are all there hanging out, and it's such a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. We got one more bit of news, and that is ATL Dash 25.
Do I have
this is Roadblock. I mean, this is a figure that the Horsemen made, especially for Toylanta. And it is obviously not based on any character out there at Roadblock at all. So, and this is what they've come up with. And I think the camo on this thing is bad ass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is an awesome one. I don't know if I'll make it to Toylanta. Obviously, that's a long drive for a figure. But the end result is this one really speaks to me, being a Marine, a United States Marine for a long time. So this one I was like, oh, these are awesome. So there'll be a single card release probably later. There'll be exclusive parts. So, but yeah, no, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think Blake, by the way, thank you for your service, my friend.
Yes, thank you.
Your service not only in the military, but in law enforcement.
That's right, Mike. You and I are law enforcement brothers.
Yeah. But Blake, they did say, I believe they did say that this will be offered on Store Horsemen, but missing the shield that science officer head and the prod.
The one on the right in the picture has the exclusive components on it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not shocked. I think it's great that they use camo, but like it is a little shocking to see camo. But I guess I mean, I don't know. It's like they said, it's a different figure, it's something else. So
well, I'll tell you, when I saw this figure, especially the version on the left in that form, the first thing that came to mind was not Roadblock. It was Predator. It was the movie Predator.
Okay.
No kidding. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I saw that, and the guy with the minigun. Remember, with Arnold and the team, and I was thinking him. So
Ventura, Blaine.
Yes, Blaine.
Yeah. Oh my God! You know what?
I ain't got time to bleed.
Blake, you just just because of what you said, there is going to be Jesse Ventura customs on this. You just take a lighter skinned, and maybe a 3D printed head, and bam.
Yeah, that gun looks like something from Aliens too.
Yeah. It's got a mix up. Some obviously everybody went with the G.I. Joe connotation, but I started thinking more like Aliens, Predator, just that type of,
If he had a shorter beard and maybe a hat backwards, he would be. What's the other black guy? Heavy hitter or heavy? There's a G.I. Joe. Heavy. Maybe it is heavy gunner, heavy hitter, or something like that.
Heavy hitter, or something like that. I think you're correct.
Love the camera. Yeah, no doubt. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Chopper. Not Roadblock
for me.
Well, Brian, you're going to get him going. There you go.
Yeah, that's it, Brian. Heavy
Now,
duty. Heavy duty. Thank you, Brett.
Heavy duty.
with what Blake said, take the Diego figure, put it with it, and you have Predator, a Predator type figure
Yeah.
with a Arnold type commando figure. Yeah.
And what's really cool with this figure is, you know how they have the bodies for like $10 that you could have got at Legion's Con? Swap out that individual with a different head and you can make a camoed light tan orc. Like so when Gorthok comes out, you can go that way and you can start doing like a shadow military orc faction.
Yeah. There you go.
No doubt.
Oh, shoot. You can literally take the color that they have in that $10 pack, the darker color on there, and the Lee orc head fits that perfect.
Yeah. Juan's got a good one too. Defenders of the Earth Lothar, he's correct. That's another potential. I can see that.
Yes.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Michael.
Drop down and give me 10.
Listen here, Michael. I'm tired of this shit.
Start doing your push-ups.
Yeah, 20 push-ups now, Michael.
I am going to say to the community right now, this man served in the armed forces. Someone get a hold of Blake that's going to Toylanta and assure him that he gets the show exclusive one. If anybody can do that for him, please shoot. If anybody can do that for Brad, and I do, but for sure, Blake.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. That was nice of you.
I see this figure. I see this figure when it comes out non-con exclusive individually. I see it selling out.
Oh yeah, this is cool. This is cool.
The Skullman, because people are going to want those camo pants and want those camo colors.
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
So, yeah, I could see.
And how about a camo Death Squad Skellies?
Dude, that's what I'm talking. See, exactly. Yes.
Now
people are already thinking like, "Oh, dude, I could do a lot with those."
This is my fear. This is my fear, gentlemen. I can't go in on another line. And if Legions goes into a military line, which this can go into a military line very easy, a G.I. Joe type line, I'm going to have to get that too. But they're going to have to cut back on the rest of the stuff.
Did you see what he did there? He's like, I can't do any lines, but I would do the G.I. Joe line. They do.
That's funny. I love that what's it called? Jedi mind trick you just did there, Mike. Good job.
Well, you know what? All I do is get Legions basically now. It's Legions, Figure Obscura. But if 4 Horsemen come out with another line, like a military line, that means they only can pre-order so much stuff. So that means they have to slow up on the other stuff. That means my wallet doesn't get hit as bad, and I can collect that line. See my thinking
real
on
quick. I don't know if they would actually do a whole G.I. Joe line per se, but I could see them doing one figure a year for Toy Atlanta and doing something similar to this, almost like a Motu tribute.
I don't want to see Western Legions.
I was about to say, what would you call it? American Legions?
I call it Commando Legions. I don't know.
How about this? How about not a line so you don't have to reduce anything? Because after Legion's Con, we obviously know they have several factions or several different episodes they're bringing into Legions. All right. And so to not do that, but to do a Figure Obscura military.
Yeah. Well,
you never know.
I like that. I can actually see them doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas.
Kirby.
but I wouldn't do that. Hey, let's get into that's the news. Let's get into this interview, my friend. We got to know more about the myth, the man, the legend from the West Coast, Blake, aka Recon Rage. Let's get right into this, Blake. What got you into action figure collecting as an adult, and how long have you been collecting toys?
Well, I'm going to answer that question in reverse. So I've been collecting since I was a child, since the very first Star Wars figures came out. So I've been collecting, but I tell the story often, and it's more of a therapeutic thing for me to talk about, because I'm sure there's other people out there that have gone through these spells. When I graduated high school, I went in the Marine Corps, and I was in the Marine Corps for, almost 8 years solid. And then I did several combat tours, and then I bounced right from there into my officer career for another several years. For my first 20 plus, almost 25 years, I was a Marine or an officer.
Yeah.
I loved the figures when I was a child, and it was a really good, I'd fantasize. I'd lock myself in my room, draw, throw figures up in bring out the Millennium Falcon, set up my scenes in the movie, just, escape. And I loved it. And the art and aspect around it was just really comforting to me. I grew up in a good family in Chicago, Illinois, a great family to be exact. And I had a good upbringing. So it wasn't like I turned to my figures for anything but the sheer fact of what they were. They were pure enjoyment and artistry. And I just enjoyed taking a character off of the screen and having into a 3D tangible, holdable thing, So I went on a break. So when I joined the Marine Corps, and as the police industry, and you can understand this, Mike, one of the things there is there's a very, like, you're a Marine, you don't play with toys, you don't do any of that kind of stuff. And I kind of put that aside for a while. And I kind of lost a little bit during those years of the boy Blake, what made me happy when I was a kid. Yeah. And in 2007 in Denver, I went to the Comic-Con in Denver, and it all came back. I was living in Denver. I was a deputy sheriff up north, just north of Denver. And it all came back to me. And I bought a couple comics. I bought another action figure. And before you know it, here I am, 2025, knee deep in a collection you will see later that, I probably could have retired a long time ago had I not spent all this money. But it's money well spent, and it brings me joy every day.
That's the key. And I think that's what a lot of people who are not collectors don't realize. If it's bringing you joy, it's doing its job. It's doing its job. Because why have a hobby if it doesn't bring you joy? Now, Blake, what specifically got you into Four Horsemen Studio product? How did you find out about the company, and how did you begin buying their product?
Well, I started seeing, obviously I was looking, and I had people that had bought some. And actually the very first Legions was back at one of the cons I went to. I saw somebody was selling a Legion, and I grabbed a hold from the Coliseum wave. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Oh, this is pretty darn cool, And then that's where it all started. And that's when I really started to realize it. So I kind of put it off for a little while, just spending money, things like that. I didn't know if I wanted to go all in. I wanted to see what this company had to bring in time, but boy, did they bring it. Boy, did the Four Horsemen bring it. And, here I am sitting with, a third of my collection is all Horsemen figures. And so very happy with that.
Well, let me ask you this question, Blake. What is it about the Legions line of figures that you feel set them apart from other toy lines?
Size, quality, and the community. So for me, those are the three components. I love the size. I'm going to quote something off of Curtis Ackerman's live stream once. He said, once you have a Legions and you put that size figure in a showcase, and then you try to put anything else out there, like a Marvel Legends. I like Marvel Legends. I like G.I. Joe, trust me. But when you do it, they have such a shelf presence And then you throw in the quality with soft goods and the paint apps and the amount of love that goes into it from the Four Horsemen themselves and Jeremy Gerard and Trevor with his photography, Nate Barch, and just the whole community. I think it takes it from one component of being a really cool action figure to like a family type, connection where you have this quality and there's something behind it more than just a plastic that came from a factory in China.
Yeah, clearly the best action figure on the market today, and I don't even think it's close to other lines. Now, of course, you have a lot of independent lines coming out there, and I want to say Armies of Ashmore, we haven't got them in hand. I felt them in hand. They are very Horseman-esque because Jason or Matt Rod, he used the Horsemen to do a lot of the and use their factories to produce the figures. So yeah, I just think myself, I think the Four Horsemen Studios, it's something special. Not only do they embrace the community, but they embrace all the customizers, the collectors in the community. They also look at the independent toy makers who want to just come out with a line, hence Legion's Con and bringing those people in. Armies of Ashmore, Matt Rod, them helping him out, them helping Chris out with his religious line. And it's escaping the D13. It goes on and on. They care. The difference is they care about the toys and the community, not necessarily about making money. They care about what they're doing. Where a Hasbro, a Mattel, they look at profits. Now, obviously, Four Horsemen Studios can't do what they're doing unless they're making the profits, but they also care about the community and the other toy makers, the independent ones. It sets them apart. It really does. And because of that, they've created a family between the fans and the studio, for that matter of fact. And I'm done rambling on about that. What do you guys got to say about that? Blake's already said something. What about you, Brad?
I agree. Here, I'm changing this right now. Might have had fat fingers. Make sure that, yeah. No. Where? I agree, Mike. And real quick, I was going to follow up with. Oh yeah, it was Biblical Adventures.
Biblical Adventures, yes.
Armies of Ashmore, though, I'm with Ryan though. I can't wait to get those, and I know Mike is because he's got obviously the Caspar tribute in that. But those figures are awesome, and I'm not just saying that. I like big, beefy, bulky figures, and this is what they remind me of. I mean, they're like ogre scale figures, and I like that. So
I got to tell you, there's only two things about Four Horsemen Studio product that I don't like.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you something. Your is going down. Okay. First off, it's that little Miss Red Riding Hood. Poor excuse of a figure, Faustia. You're lucky you're on my shelf, Faustia. You shouldn't be, but you are because Four Horsemen made you. But you can exit stage left, baby. Now, the next thing I don't like about Four Horsemen Studio.
Yeah, tell us, Mike. Tell us.
And that is that figure that they came out with called Lord Stephen Bouchatti, the Alpha. Lord Stephen Bouchatti, the Alpha? Are you kidding me?
No.
Maybe
no.
Princess Stephen Bouchatti, the beta? Maybe that's a better name for it. Listen, brother. Listen, Lord Stephen Bouchatti. Come on, man. Come on, brother. You are not an alpha. You never will be an alpha. Just deal with it. And let me tell you one thing. When Broder comes out, when Caspar comes out, the Triceratops, and when Emir Caspar Scapular 2, the Crypt Breaker, comes out, we're going to take your little red Mercurian ass and rip you to pieces, baby. Rip you to pieces, and we're going to show you who the freaking alpha is. And you know what we're also going to do? We're going to take your little red Mercurian head. I'm going to shove it between Broder's pauldrons, and he's going to give you a metal motor boat that you'll never believe, baby.
Motor boat, son of
like
a bitch, you.
Product. Okay, I'm
now, did you say Steven was a beta? I agree.
It's
he's a big beta, huge
Stephen
beta.
Bouchatti. Damn.
Boy, even Jim was talking about how big his Twinkie fingers were the other night. He's like,
have you ever seen Stephen Bouchatti's little Twinkie fingers? You squeeze them and they puff out cream. And
I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent there.
So what you're saying is when our figures come out, you'll be seeing posts of our figures tearing Steven's head off in battle. Okay, I like it.
In fact, I think we're going to have Caspar from Armies of Ashmore sitting on his back with him trying to do push-ups and him getting crushed on the ground like the beta is. Blake, my friend,
yes.
What was your Stephen Beta? Yeah, that's Corn Boy, baby.
Oh, dude.
That's awesome.
Oh man,
I love Corn Boy. It was great.
Blake,
Perfect timing.
We talked a little bit about Legions Con 2024. Can you expand on your experience there?
Yeah, so Legions Con 2024 was my second con. I did 2023, so I did back-to-back. Wow, what is there not to say? I mean, it's amazing. The camaraderie, I know many people have touched on this in many, many videos, but the amount of how you immediately feel like family and accepted, whether you know this person or not, we're all part of the Legions family. And, it kind of gives me that same mentality as when you're in the military or whatever. It just gives you that great community feel. So Legions Con itself, 2024 was a step above. I mean, the emotions, one of the biggest emotional moments that I had at Legions Con 2024 was with Corn Boy. When he did his announcement at the beginning, I was sitting there in the front right row, and he started announcing the welcome to Legions Con, the kickoff conversation, and he stopped and choked up. And I was sitting there like, like I could feel, we know what we've seen what Corn Boy's gone through. We know what this means to him, and to watch him still be here to experience that is amazing. And so for me, that was a huge takeaway, is that's the epitome of how everyone feels.
You're talking about a man who probably thought, I might never see a G-Con again. And when he gets through what he did and he's up there on stage again, anybody would get emotional over that. So, yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, we all had this happen. We all had the one-on-one conversations, the late nights, the hitting at the pub, sitting at the bar, whether you're talking, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. Joe Viteri, me and him sat at the bar and we talked business for a while. It was really cool, and just personal stuff. Where do you get a chance to do that? Just to sit with the people that create these wonderful figures and this beautiful Legion's Con and this beautiful culture. And then because they are collectors, just like you and I, they understand the business, but they are better. They understand the culture and everything that goes into it and why we support the Four Horsemen and everybody in the community.
Yeah.
That's right. CB.
Blake, I have a question here. Since you live out on the West Coast, you might be able to give us a good perspective on this. In your experience, is it more difficult to be a Legion's collector with the smaller horseman presence out there than on the East Coast? Is it harder to be a collector or no?
Yeah, that's a good question because I think it's twofold. So if you're not a Legions or you're not aware of Legions, it's very hard to be a Legions collector because there's not a big presence out here. You don't see toy stores unless somebody got something that somebody sold out here and they're reselling it. So you don't see a large community around that. Now, if you're in the Legions, it doesn't matter where you're in the globe. You're a wonderful, you're a collector and you're a fan. So I think it depends. If you have the knowledge of Legions out here, then you're going to be a collector no matter where you're at and a fan and part of the Legion family. But it is tougher out here because there's not a big footprint out here. You've got people like me, Brian Burke. Brian Burke's just up the road from me in another town. You've got Roberto Suarez, Puerto Rican. He's out here. And you've got some other West Coast connections down the West Coast, but it's not very prominent out here. And I'd love to see a footprint of that expand this way because I think the Pacific Northwest, to be exact, where I'm located out here in Oregon, I think there are a lot. This is a very pop culture geeky community from here to Seattle. It's huge. And I think when that footprint would show up out here and have a presence, I think it would take off. And I think it would just be an exponential expansion to the Four Horsemen product out here. And I think there's tons of people out here. I mean, I spread the word every day. I work at the Nike World Headquarters campus, and I got tons of people out there that I talk to. And there's several people out there that have bought figures and done stuff just because they're like, oh my God, this is really cool. So word of mouth.
Nice. I do think with the way Store Horseman is going now, where they have product on the site all the time, that it is going to make it definitely easier for collectors that can't get to shows that are over on the West Coast or even in other countries. That I think that is huge. And let's put it this way: the Horsemen, they always look at the fans, and they make decisions not only based on what would be best for the company, but also what would be best for the fan base too. That's a rarity from what I see from companies nowadays. So
yeah, and I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say you left Walter out. Walter was on the
yeah, he's down there, of course. Yeah.
And Chief Ambassador is now on the East Coast now, so there's that.
I know. When I saw that, I was like, but I was happy for him, of course. He did a lot of publishing. If you follow him on Facebook, he's got a beautiful house. He's made a great move, and I'm happy for him.
Beautiful.
But yeah, the products themselves, back to that and spreading to the West Coast and Oregon, Seattle, Washington, this way. Obviously, we have a lot of wonderful licensed vendors, like, for example, Bob, Uncle Bob's Vintage Toys, Bob and Shelley. Awesome people. Know them personally. I buy everything on pre-order, but if I need any extras, I'll go through them. But to know that Big Bad Toy Store has them, that obviously even on Amazon, I hate to say this, but they're all, so I mean, the capability of getting figures is getting easier and easier, which is great. But the end result is that unless you have people that can see them out here and have a presence or a function they can go to or something like that, it's going to take a little bit more time for us Legionnaires here to spread the word out here. And that's what I've been doing.
Gotcha. Blake, you said you work out in the mornings to get those massively big biceps. But I'm going to tell you the workout you're going to go through now, the sweating that you're about to do as you sit down in the Legion's Lair hot seat is like nothing you've ever done. But it is going to be the hardest workout you ever had, baby. And you better get those biceps pumped because I'm going to bring questions at you, baby, that are just going to get you pumped.
Let's bring it. Let's do this.
Okay. Now, did Brad send you your flame retardant boxers in the mail?
I should have, right?
Yeah, I got them on. No,
Okay.
cool.
Then we're
Yeah,
good.
I got mine.
I want that temp up to 500, baby.
Oh, you can.
Well, that's not fair. These boxes said only goes to 350. That's
Okay.
not cool.
Back
That's
it
why
up.
you're going to sweat a little bit.
Okay.
Turn it up, G. Turn it up.
Blake, what is your favorite Legion's faction and or affiliation? And can you explain why?
Well, I don't even have to pause. Necronominus, the Skellies, all the way.
I got a feeling this is going to be bad at the end, Mike.
Yeah, looks like the Mirror's gonna win again, baby.
I mean, it is, in all honesty, it's really hard to pick just one.
Oh my God! Yes,
It's super hard. I love the orcs. I love the goblins. I love all the factions, but I've always been that, even when I watch Lord of the Rings, the orcs are just like, they're just vicious. And, I don't know. I like, for me, even in any action figure line, the humans seem boring. The human figures always kind of seem boring to me. That's just me. But when you start getting creatures like goblins and orcs and skeletons, and I love Jason the Argonauts and all those type things happening. So Skellies all the way. Necronominus, I can't wait for that wave to get here.
Okay, well, I think that answers the second question, which is, what is your favorite Legion's race? I take it it's the skeletons.
Yes, that's correct.
Dude, okay, we're knighting him right now. Pull the sword out. You are now
Daddy.
the official knight of the Legion's Lair, my skeleton-loving friend.
Athelonian sword, that's what it is. Damn you, Athelonian sword. I keep thinking it's my daddy's sword. My daddy's sword that's broken. I had to reforge it. It's in the other room. Sorry.
Okay. Blake, what race that is not yet in the Legion's line would you like Eric to introduce to the Legion's lines, whether it's cosmic or mythic?
I really like gnomes, believe it or not.
No kidding. I don't know if we ever got that before.
I like the little gnomes, I think they would be just awesome. They would be partnered up with the dwarves, that faction of these little, I don't know. They seem fun. They seem super cool. And there's lots of options and capabilities there for, a pack of gnomes.
Yeah. And I think in a package you could have 3 gnomes or something.
3, 4.
Oh yeah.
Gnomes. For
some diorama pieces.
Same price as a figure. I don't know. Yeah. Gnomes. Brad, have we ever got?
I mean, obviously we've gotten a lot of halflings, but I don't know if we've ever actually had somebody say gnomes.
Interesting. That would bring a whole different body style. I mean, miniature.
Yeah. And it's funny, we get a lot of people wanting the smaller halfling type figures or something even smaller than a goblin or a dwarf or something. And that's cool. It's cool to hear that.
Yeah, and I think gnomes bring, the great thing about Legions is there's the diversity, right? The lines vary between each faction. And like Dave Horton says, gremlins, gnomes, something along those little creatures that you know are out there. They're running through the forest. They're running around the back of your castle. They're just out there. They're just mischievous little guys, and they're just out there pilfering like. And you think that they're going to be all sweet and wonderful, but not all of them are that way. Some of them just might not be the cute little gnome you think.
Well, yeah, and even with the gremlins, I mean, I could see I see Jesse having his flock gremlins, the non-violent flock gremlins, and then I can see your super violent gremlins, or your mogwais or whatever the gizmo was.
God, I can't even remember. Yeah,
blood goblins.
Yeah, Blake, give me your top 5 Legions figures of all time. Go from 5 to 1 and tell me why.
Oh my God. And this can be all Legions, right? I just want to clarify this. Everything that they make or just straight mythic?
Well, no, mythic, cosmic figure, obscura.
Just making sure.
Legions as an all-encompassing term. Yeah. 4 Horsemen products.
Gremlins, yes.
You just can't say escape deck.
Like Fuzz.
What did you say? That was my number 1. Come on.
Pick another one, baby.
And the Monkey King mug. The Monkey King mug was number 2. So, all right. So you want me to go from 5 to 1?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. This is a tough one. I had my top 5 picked out, and
that's right.
And only the ones that have been released correct so far.
Not necessarily.
Whatever you feel is your top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
even if one has been solicited but not in your hands, like for me, Americasper 2 is way up on my list, and it's not in my hands yet.
True.
Okay. Well, this is going to surprise some people, especially what I said about my factions. So, the Valiant Knight 2, number 5.
Awesome.
Okay. The Valiant Knight 2 brings a new posability. It brings more attitude. When you grab that figure in 2023's release, I took it up to the room later on and I got it on the package. I'm like, oh my God, this thing's like so. And I like to take photos, right? I love doing photos and content on my Instagram. And so that photo night is that knight himself is just amazing when it comes to just bringing out personality, attitude, or energy. Love it. Okay. Number 2. That's a tough one. Borgus Vermilius 2.
Okay, this is number 4?
This is number 4, yeah. Borgus Vermilius, 1 or 2, but 2's color pattern is a lot more prominent. I have both the first edition and number 2. I love them both. When it comes to dark and bloody, number 1, he's just so dark and dirty. But number 2 brings out a level of just ornate paint scheme. And I love that cape that came with it. So it's nice. It's super wired. It's a very big presence on the shelf with that one.
Yeah, I like it.
Number 3. The Red Jet Pilot. Cosmic Legions. Tusk Pilot.
Okay.
Yeah. That figure is not only so vibrantly cool, and I love the tusks. When it comes to Cosmic, those tusks, they're amazing. And there's so much you can do with them. Case in point, Toy Atlanta, we're getting another one.
Yeah.
Right? We got another one when we had the Heavy Gunners. And they just keep coming out. And every single one, you could keep releasing deco on that figure. And I'm going to keep buying it all day long because they're just amazing. So,
Mike,
the Red Jet Pilot.
Mike, you like that figure too, don't you?
I like it mashed up or pop and swapped with the black Sphexian. Gotcha. I think that armor looks amazing. The black and red together. Basically, take the red cloth pieces off and switch it with the black of the Sphexian armor, black Sphexian armor, and that thing is amazing. The red and black just does something.
All right. Number 2, but not number 2.
So I wrestled with 2 here for the 2 spot. Mike, what do you think that second figure is that hasn't been released yet?
Oh,
yeah.
Scapula the Crypt Breaker 2.
Yes.
You have to. Brad, do it again. Give him a second night, baby. Yeah. Well, you are a 2-time knight of the Legion's Lair, my skeleton-loving brother.
Yeah. I mean, that figure, I did not get the first one. So I definitely, in this one, I mean, there's so much to this figure that actually blows my mind. I mean, we could talk about the bear. I mean, there's so much coming. I mean, it's really tough, right? We could talk about Brad, your figure. I mean, there's just so much there. It was really hard to narrow it down to 5. So like your figure, Mike, and then tie with Fisher Rice. That's the 2 that I had tied. So once again, we're back. Yeah, that figure is just.
Fisher Rice is pretty cool.
I've got like 7 of them, 8 of them, all posed up, and they all look different. And on my shelf, well, obviously we'll see this here a little bit later.
Yeah.
But the end result is that those 2 figures are such a close tie. Obviously, my faction is Skellies and Necronominus, going that way. But some of these cosmic figures have really stood out for me. So if you're looking at the broad thing, and there's, of course, we know that there's all the Monkey King could have easily been tied for second or first. I mean, the list goes on and on. So this was a tough hot seat question for me, to be honest with you.
Curtis Ackerman swears by the Fisher Rice. He loves the Fisher Rice figure.
Yeah, Fisher Rice is.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, and I got to tell you, I've got one in my hands, and it is a beautiful figure. And I think actually the way it's presented in package isn't the best combination for that. I think if you put all the Tusk armor on him, that is a badass figure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I agree with you. The presentation of the package it looks cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do it justice. I mean, if that was sitting on a shelf and you had it loaded up like you said, I think people would like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My friend, if 4 horsemen, or no, we're going to go into this. Bring up the temperature, Brad.
Do you still want number 1? Do you want my number 1 pick?
Oh, I thought that was
those 2 are 2.
Of course we want number 1.
Yes.
Oh, what a exploder of the titty pauldron.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
You'd get a third knighting.
I would love to have a third knighting, but I want to get it legit. I love all the figures, but I'm going to Rakagor, number 1. He is.
Well, I got a portion of his back thing there.
Yeah. So a Rakagor. I mean, when it comes to dragons, skeletons, lizards, the minions, I mean, Basilia coming up with all that, the serpent, the snakes, all that stuff. I mean, there's a reason I have the tattoos that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my key faction. Skellies and the dragons. If I had to narrow it down to 2, everything goes by the side. I'd have skeletons riding dragons into combat with their swords drawn. I mean, when we get the skeleton, when they get.
I would like to see Beathir riding Scapular into battle, because Scapular could heft him up. And Beathir will be like, Scapular, you are the shit. Yeah,
you just blow one blow dart and he goes down. You're just like.
Oh my gosh.
That is
too funny.
Cameron killed it with the paint scheme. I don't know of any paint scheme on a Legion's figure, and all of the figures have. It's one of the things that set Legions apart. the paints on them are so damn good. But Arakagor might be the best out of them all. I mean, it just wows you. Bam.
You can't really see those like sparkly different
Oh yeah.
tones that he has in his back. It's something.
Yeah, you look at the painters at Four Horsemen, Sherry and Cameron. I mean, wow. Like the amount of talent and the history behind where they come from and what they do, and then throw in the newest addition to that group, Joe Vassapolo. I mean, no wonder why the figures, like I said back at the beginning, size, shelf presence with their painting, and then the community. And Sherry, Cameron, and Joe Vassapolo definitely bring all that with Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, they're damn good at what they do. Damn good. That's a hell of a list, my friend.
That was a good list.
Hell of a list. What are your 3 least favorite Legions figures going from 3 to 1, and why? This is where it starts to get sweaty.
Yeah. Really what it boils down to, and I'm gonna cap all 3 of them in one and just make it simple, is the Motu tribute figures. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Get them.
Yeah.
Get them.
I'm not big on. I have them in my collection. I enjoy some of them, like in the aspect that they're. I don't dislike any of the figures. Let me just put it that way.
No.
But if I have to put aside 3 of them, the Motu tribute figures. I mean, they're just not my thing when it comes to what I see there. I mean, I know why they were created, and I think they're awesome. But
yeah. Blake, I've got to ask you though. You can't put Mephitor in the same category as Keltis. There's just no way. Keltis is awesome. Same with Adamon. Oh my God.
Those old Motu figures, besides Unkin, like Adamon and Keltis, they don't look as eccentric as some of the other colors that some of the other, Adamon looks perfect barbarian. Keltis looks like a perfect armored purple skeleton.
Oh, they have colored skeletons in the line too. So
yeah, but
when
you see Okiedos or
right.
Byatis or Mephitor or some of those web store figures, they're bright and kind of they sometimes I get what people saying they don't fit, they feel awkward, they're oddballs kind of, but I guess that's what Masters of the Universe was, so they are the tributes of what that was. But
true.
I agree. I mean, I think our number one, I would say the 2 top worst figures,
Bryophytus
and Mephitor.
Bryophytus and Mephitor is probably
those are the 2 of the 3 that I was.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put it out there because everything else I love. I still have them and enjoy them, but they're just, if I have to pick 3, those would be the 3.
We've had people who are huge Motu fans who have huge Motu collections, and their least favorite figures were the Motu tributes.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, these people love Motu, but they're like, those are terrible.
But I got to tell you, Keltis and Adamon are what got me into the line.
Right, Keltis is trash.
Kirby.
He's not green. Well, he's kind of green. I'm not being all green. But.
Oh, Curb. Okay. Blake, if the Horsemen would make a tribute figure in your honor using existing parts, what would that figure look like?
Well, it would definitely be an orc.
Oh, not a skeleton, an orc. Wow.
No, because
you gotta have that muscle, baby.
So I thought about it's my favorite faction in Necronomus of the Skellies, but unless they made an orc scaled Skelly, get what I'm saying? And that's where I would want to be. I would want a crossover faction. I want a dark, black, burned, red, vicious, skelly orc. I want something to be like in your face and just like, whoa. I don't want to mess with that on the battlefield.
Wow. Well, in the Necronominus All-Star 6, they have the orc skull coming out.
Yep. Yep. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I would go with it. Like Greg, you know, Big G there.
You know,
brute scale orc.
Do a bone skeleton horse. I don't see why they can't do a bone skeleton ogre scale.
Right. Could you imagine that with armor?
Dude, I totally could imagine a ogre scale skeleton, and I see it happening.
I think it's going to happen. Absolutely.
It'll happen one day. I mean, and we'll get our full giants too. When we get our full giants, we'll get our half skeletons.
And they could call them Balake the Bad. Yes.
Here we go. Nice.
Balake.
So, my friend, here is the question of the hour. I think we know the answer. Which tribute figure is your favorite? Broder of Bjorngar, the king of the Titty Pauldrons.
Let me find it.
Or Emir Caspar, Scapular the Crypt Breaker 2.
Winner is
here.
Emir Caspar the Crypt Breaker 2.
You know what? Thank God you said that, because I want to say in the last 4 times we've done the show,
3. I had a turkey.
He ripped off 3.
I ripped off the last 3 with a turkey. Now Mike was killing it. Mike had like 2 months. Mike had like 8 in a row or something.
6 months.
Yeah, Mike had like 2 months easy in a row, if not more. And then I did pull off 3 in a row, so I was happy to get my turkey.
Yeah,
nice.
Good. Yeah, he is a Mike's figure. Is like I said, he's probably one of the best tributes. I mean, come on.
I see his face right there.
Yeah, I put you. Yeah, look, he's creeping up in the middle there.
God, I got to show this then. Let's do this. This is my wall.
You
I don't know if you
guys
see that. Let's do this right here. Let's
look. There he is, right there.
That boy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh yeah, and then I have this as a placeholder. This one up here is a placeholder for version 2.
Gotcha.
The Emir Caspar one, and then I have the Nate Barch scapular, the back of the card art there. I have right there. I have both pictures of Scapular 2 and Emir Caspar from Trevor Williams. Yeah, and then we pan over here, and right over there is where I'm hoping to get a test shot I can put in that package over there, hang it on the wall of Scapular the Crypt Breaker 2, and below that will be Caspar from the Armies of Ashmore. I'll put on the wall.
Jordan says, "Eat shit, brother. Emir Caspar is the only logical choice." Damn you, Jordan. Titties.
We're not here to see my den. We are here to see your Legions collection, your AKA Legions Lair Recon Rage. Give it to us, baby.
All right. Let me see if I can get this camera to turn around here.
I was going to say, you want a phone or a laptop or a...
I'm on a tablet.
Oh, okay. I know there's a way you can turn it around. There's like 3 buttons you got to hit.
Settings. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I can also just do it like this too, and I can just show you this way. So
here, what I'll do is I'll blow you up, make you big.
Okay.
There.
All right.
And then I'll
stop collection. So this will take us into the collection room. So notice what we have here.
Nice.
And I'm a huge fan of Trevor's work. In fact, I think Trevor probably sometimes gets annoyed with me keep asking him, hey, can I buy that print? Hey, you got that print? He's like, I got to get him framed. And then over here.
Wow.
Wow. Oh,
dude,
my
those
gosh.
are awesome.
Beautiful.
And look, hold on. Ready?
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Just what I'm talking about.
I got to get mine framed. Trevor gave me one, and I haven't framed it yet, so I need to get mine framed.
Look at that. All right. Now coming in, we're going to, I have a lot going on here, guys. I am redoing my whole collection room. So we are in the middle, and there's no way I could get this done even with the time I had.
Holy moly.
So I do have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joe.
There we go.
Nice. Gargoyles. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's your Fisher Ices. Damn.
And then a bunch of different customs. Here's my Gunners. And here we go.
Oh, that is a thing of beauty.
Hold on, here you go. Look at that.
Nice. I like that.
You have a brown Kurzog back there.
That's what I was saying. It's like a brown Kurzog. That's cool.
Wow. Very cool. With blood on his teeth.
Yeah.
I know you're excited about Maxilius the Harvester.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, like I have several different customs here that I've supported in the community. I've got stuff from Brian Ramos, stuff from Blaze Bear, stuff from Eric Miller Customs. There's the Spawn. I was so happy to get from him.
Damn.
Dre Leon.
Yeah.
You name it. Mark Calvo from Spain.
So
the list goes on and on. Of course, Alexander Soria.
Go back to that Spawn. That Spawn's pretty damn cool. Dude, that's the Von Burkhead.
Yeah, and that was an Eric Miller custom. I got that from him in 2023. He finally sold it, and I was super happy and privileged. I mean, just the amount of, you know, figures that are in here and the customs.
That was cool.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Jeremy Gover says that Spawn is amazing.
Yep.
Now,
I've got stuff from late night LeBron back there, the gargoyle, the stone gargoyles.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a completist with the Legions?
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you are. I think you are, baby.
Yeah. Oh,
check this out. My future customs coming.
Oh,
wow.
My God. Oh my God.
Wow. Now, real quick, are those all Legions cons? Or are these just stuff you've been collecting for a while? Or
no, these are all artists from, you know, Scalasauria, you name it. Brian Ramos, Brian Von Burke, you name it. The list just goes on and on. Anybody, Eric Miller, Emil Wickman, Curtis Ackerman, you name it. Everybody's represented here. I've told people before that one of the things that's the most important for me is the whole aspect of supporting the community and what the community does for me and what it does for all of us. And for me to actually be able to support these individual artists.
No doubt.
Right. And then, of course, I have just lots of extra really cool stuff.
Nice. I'm really liking the Joes too.
Right. And then
Frogman. Wow.
So yeah, there's your yeah.
There's a couple custom tusks were right there. I did this is from Brian Ramos.
Yeah. I see you got the Minotaurs behind you there.
Yeah. And you know, I've got lots of figures that I'm gonna, you know, take some of these guys' stuff from and just, you know, some of their work, you know, just dealing with some of the extra customs. I mean, there's so many different head sculpts and so many different possibilities.
Cool.
Yeah. And, you know, it's one of those things where this is just kind of a place I love to go and just be Gridiron Studios,
Wow.
Got the new Gridiron Studio. Like,
Damn.
Wow.
yeah, this is what I know. I just enjoy it. In fact, I'm getting ready to set up my whole Savage Crucible.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, I see you got some empty wall space right in front of you there. So you got plenty to put there, right?
Right. That's funny.
Oh my. Did you freeze, Blake?
Did he freeze up? Can you hear us? He might have froze up. I wonder if he's in a basement.
I don't know.
Nope, I'm here. I'm here. I've got
Crucible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these guys are awesome. I've just got.
Oh,
wow.
are they? I hear they look absolutely phenomenal. I hear the foot joint.
Look at that.
The actual foot joint is loose on them, or no?
Well, what they did was, yes, that's true, but they sent out a bag. So every figure you bought from them, they sent you all the new feet that don't have the joint in them. They just started sending those out. So the right thing to do and a really good thing for them. So yeah, but there's the exclusive.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's the guy's name that runs that William Robert Post?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That sounds like something the Horsemen would do. If there's a mistake, they're gonna fix it. So that was
cool. There's Brother M.
Yeah.
Mike's like, damn it.
But yeah, just a huge collection and selection. So yeah, this stuff makes me happy. And of course, these boys.
Yes. Wait for the graveyard skeletons and Necronominus to hit. We're so close, brother.
I know.
Carlo, what's
up, I bought 3 boxes. Here's you guys have heard of Skelosaurus, right? So he's very much into a lot of the dark stuff. So here's one of my customs.
That's cool.
Very cool. Wow.
So, yeah, there's just some really cool, it's just some super talented people in this community. And I mean, how do you go wrong adding this stuff to your collection?
The local, or not the local, but I guess the local community, I guess you could say it, the customizers. It's always nice, especially when you go to Legions Con. I mean, that's the place to go to get those customs. Oh my God. Yeah, you got the green leather. That looks great on that.
Wow.
Dude.
Very cool. Who did the head?
So that was done by Skelosaurus. So I ordered 3 heads from him. So I did one. Let me see if I can pull them out here. I did one in that. And then I had to say, that was my mythic tribute. And then there's this.
Oh, yeah. There's your
cosmic.
There's my cosmic lizard, right? So those guys are a team. And the third one to make up the team, which was part of and I had to do this, was.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's on a Savage body.
Yeah.
Yep.
That purple head goes with that. Yeah, it looks great.
Yep. So I had to do that with those guys. And so that's kind of like a little hit team right there.
Nice.
So yeah, Mark Calvo killed it with this one. When this one went up on Instagram, I literally wrote him immediately and was like, dude, I have to look at this.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Yeah, Mark Calvo, he keeps getting better and better, man. That guy is just talented as hell.
Oh, yeah. Here's a good one that just came out. I mean, many of them, but here's one that Brian Ramos.
Brian Ramos, yeah. It's like a Shredder tribute.
Yeah, Shredder.
That's what I thought, too. Yeah, very much like a Shredder. So, and then, of course, we got lots and more. I can just continue to keep going through. The key here is, I got to show you this one. So this one is from Blaze Bear.
Oh.
And so my favorite Mezco figure, if I go with Mezco, is Doc Nocturnal. Okay. His version of Doc Nocturnal.
Damn. Now, is that a commission or is that something he did that you were like, I got to have?
He did. And I asked him and he's like, hey, I got a couple of people that spoke for it. But if somebody falls through, I know you're good for it. I'll let you know. And then he wrote me. He's like, hey, it's all yours, buddy.
Awesome.
So I was happy to add him to the collection.
It was meant to
So,
be.
absolutely. So, yep, this is my little world.
Now, how often does
Beautiful.
this change? Do you change it daily, weekly? Are you adding stuff, or are you just
Well,
content with what's going on? Or
one of the things I'm doing right now, and I think a lot of collectors are going through this, is I'm purging a lot. So
Yep.
what I've realized is what's the most important to me? What brings me the most happiness? And honestly, what can I continue to afford? I love a lot of figures, but I can't buy it all. And so I literally just purged out. I had a bunch of one-off McFarlane stuff that I liked, and they're cost effective, but I just was taking up so much room, and I just was like, a lot of this has got to go. So I mean, I've got literally. I was on 1/6 Shooters show 1/6 pack because I used to be a 1/6 scale collector.
Gotcha.
And one of the things, and here I got one more part of my collection to show you.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it
So, I'm a huge Warhammer fan.
Oh, wow.
So I have every faction.
Holy shit.
Man, my son would love this.
Dude, I hope Eric LeBron watches this.
And we're talking all the way down.
Wow, dude.
Whoa.
Damn.
And
those are
I got
ass cases for those too.
The new Skeletron. I got Skeletron will be going in here with all the warriors.
Wow. Dude, that Warhammer stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Dude, those
and
are
then
awesome cabinets.
My newest love, Monster Force.
Oh yeah, okay.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, Monster Force. I'm liking those.
Now I gotta ask you, Blake, are you single or are you married? Because those are out in your living room, and I'd have to say you're single.
Oh, you name it. You nailed it. And currently, I'm single. I'm gonna go very proudly on this. I was waiting for you to ask. I figured one of you were gonna ask.
You know who's a keeper? If a lady you go on a date with comes into your house, sees that stuff, and she goes, "Oh my God, that is really cool." Bam!
So you nailed it.
I have a ring right here in the drawer for you, lady.
Right?
Right here.
That's what you do. You just wait for the right one to come and you go, "Oh, really? I have that ring right here for you."
Yeah. No, I don't want to get into a long thing about that, but I will tell you, I'm 56, going on 57 years old, and I'm where I'm at. Yes. Yeah.
You look freaking great.
You look damn good for that age.
I know. My buddies were giving me crap the other day. They're like, "Dude, you're 3 years from 60." And I'm like, and age has never been an issue with me, but when somebody did say 60, it kind of hit me. I was like, okay, 60. All right, cool. I got that. I got it. So, yeah, the magic is to find that partner. I actually had one ex-girlfriend, true story. She broke up with me and she said, "I'll tell you right now, ever since I met you, you're a great guy, but this whole action figure thing is weird to me." And I was like, oh, and that really hurt. Right. But I was like, okay, all right. It's not for everybody. And I'm not here to be arrogant about it, but it wasn't the right fit. Right.
No.
Yeah.
So
no, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be.
But yeah, no, I love.
And if she's thinking that way, then you don't want that anyway. So if she's and thinking that's not cool, then they're not looking at you as a person or what you could bring to the table. So that's not cool.
Absolutely. Totally agree. So, but yeah, that's my collection. There's a lot to cover there, but I'm glad that I could share it with everybody. It's really fun to
beautiful, man.
Bring you guys into it.
I'm glad we didn't show my mouth because it was like,
yeah,
you're like showing stuff, and I'm like,
oh, pull up Lauren's comment.
Oh my God. I tell Brad every day it's dumb. She does. She's cool about it though, because there's some things she's like, "That's really cool. Like, I really like that." That dude.
Well, yeah. I don't
Lauren
expect
has
it.
her own collection of
Lauren's
kitties.
like that, you know what I
Little
mean? She's
kitty
like, God, some of this
figures.
stuff is really dumb, babe. Like, I don't know why. And I'm like, what do you mean it's dumb? Like, this is fucking awesome. She's like, I
Right.
don't get it. Like, but I'm like, but she's also not like, you or the damn toys gotta go. But get rid of her.
Right. Yeah, I know. I totally get it.
So I'll be obviously literally to my left would be your right, is her office. And her office is literally my toy room. So she
nice.
has to see this. And when she does Zoom meetings with her boss, they're always like, is that a US flag behind you? Are those Ninja Turtles? Is it okay if you pan over and let us see it? And she's like, sure, and shows it to him. She's literally right next to the whole Mythic Legion cabinet every day. So she sees it's literally
She
there.
should be very happy. You've helped exponentially create her career and posted her up, because everyone on that's wanting to see that thinks she's the coolest lady around. Absolutely.
Oh my God, look. Hold on.
Oh my God.
He's bound and determined to put that damn dragon on it. Well,
Yeah.
you were at G-Con. You heard what Eric Treadway said. I'd love to see somebody put that dragon on one of their flags, and that's going to happen. It's going to happen. So.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. That picture's happened. I know for a fact, Brad, you're going to bring that one. I mean, that's just a challenge that's easy to do.
I'm looking at it. I'm thinking if I took everything off, I think I could get 4 dragons on there. 5 pillar. I can get all 5 pillars on that sumbitch right now. Come on.
All 5 pillars. No kidding. Not just one. All 5 of them.
All 5 of them. I think I can do it. I can make that picture happen.
They would have to be in their scrunched up mode.
That's what I mean. I didn't have to be on 2 feet, kind of like tall. I could get it. I could do it. We'll see. We'll make it happen. Lauren's in the back part like, fuck, 5 pillars of dragons. Oh, good times. Dude, the collection is chef's kiss. It's awesome.
It is.
Thank you.
It is now time, Brad, for questions from the chat.
Well, we got 21 people. Do we want to give this giveaway as they and if 21 people are watching, I don't know if you were in the beginning, but we did finally hit 500 subscribers. We surpassed that. We actually got to over 1,000 thanks to our collaboration. Go ahead, bud. So we have Immortal Collections has given us this ogre scale Abragor with their head on it, and it's all decked out. And this, I think this was at Legion's Con, right on their table. And Mike walked up, and Carlo basically just grabbed this and said, "Hey, when you get to 500, give this away." And so we thank you. And what I will do is put up our banner.
Yeah.
Make it big. Oh, make it big. Oh, you're making me big. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Our direct sponsor for the show is Immortal Collections. And if you guys are not familiar with them, get familiar with them, because they are bringing the customizing fire.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So we've been holding on to this. Here, let me make me small again. For a few weeks, obviously, actually a couple months. So we finally get to give it away tonight. So.
Oh, by the way, before we do that, if you have any questions in the chat for Blake, hit us up with them now. So
while they're doing that, I'll pull up the wheel and see what we can do here. Giveaway tool. That's not the giveaway tool.
Blake, while we're waiting for this, can I ask you another question?
Absolutely.
Okay. What toy lines did you collect as a child, and which lines had the most influence on you?
Without a doubt, Kenner Hasbro, or excuse me, Kenner Star Wars. Yeah.
77, 80, and 83.
Yeah, the 3 3/4. Yeah, that was I mean, if you think back to action figures back in the day, I think you go back to the 70s and 80s and you look at action figures, you're going to see Kenner, maybe Motu a little bit later, stuff like that. But the Kenner Star Wars not only brought just the amazing, I think a lot of people don't understand how impactful Star Wars was, especially if you're a younger generation, because you're measuring how impactful it was with the stuff you have today. And the action figure world and the sci-fi world has come so far. But if you go back and watch Star Wars, The New Hope, or Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite one of all, and you look at them, the amount of science and the amount of technology and space that has become reality, and that movie still holds up today. You can watch it, and those movies still hold up. So it's not a surprise of how amazingly it captured the world by storm back in the day, and how it's still popular and built such a huge lore and following. And that those figures were the very first ones that got me going, and they were just really amazing. Now, granted, Luke Skywalker didn't look like Luke Skywalker 3 3/4. But Darth Vader looked cool, right? Guido looked cool. Bossk looked cool. So even at 3 3/4, which is my Joy Toy Warhammer line, is based off of a 3 3/4 4-inch. Obviously, they're a lot bigger. That's the only 1/18 scale that I collect right there. Is that it's a huge collection, of course.
Yeah.
But Star Wars was the one back the Kenner days.
That was big for me too.
I was about to say, Mike, that was probably big for you as well.
And Motu, the first Motu, first two Motu waves.
Well, those might be the first two cool, I guess you could say those are like the first cool actual action figures. I mean, everybody played with Motu action figures, I feel like, growing up.
And Star Wars.
And Star Wars. So it was one of those lines that passed down through generation that kids still played with early on, before G.I. Joe, well, before 3 3/4 G.I. Joes and Turtles and stuff like that.
Wow. We gonna spin we got 15.
Well, I'll ask, have we got any more questions? I've been
see here.
I've been daydreaming here.
Do we have
Looks like Edgardo's got a question.
Okay.
Where's Eduardo?
He wanted, he's down at the bottom there. It looks like he asked.
Right here.
Yep.
May have missed this earlier, but what got you into the Skellies?
Oh gosh, I've always liked skeletons. When I used to draw, I used to do a lot of drawing growing up, and the things I loved to draw were like Iron Maiden and Eddie albums, and a lot of things of like the skeletons and all that stuff. And then Jason the Argonauts and the skeletons in there coming out with their swords. And there's just something about skeletons. I mean, if you really think about it, what are skeletons? They're us without skin, right? And so without the skin and the muscle, but they're bone people,
Part of us.
And they're part of us. So I kind of dig it, but they also bring this kind of really scary, awesome kind of like character and realm to the especially to the Mythic Legion line. They're amazing.
I mean, I guess they are kind of, I guess they were humans at one point.
Right.
Yeah, because they're the human skeleton. I mean, they have the orc and in All-Star 6, you're gonna get the orc head, you're gonna get the vampire head, among other anamorphic heads. But the human ones are the human skulls. Yeah. And the majority of the skeletons out.
I'll ask the next question. I know I asked a lot of people this getting closer to Legions Con last year, because obviously we were anticipating a dragon. And I would ask people what they were anticipating on that year besides a dragon. But this time, I'm just going to say, are you planning on going to Legions Con this year? Legions Con 25?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. I'm not missing it moving forward. So
gotcha. Now, what is there anything that you're anticipating about Legions Con 2025? I should say, or maybe I should say G-Con. What are you anticipating about G-Con? What reveals do you think may happen, or what are you looking forward to?
Wow, my mind's blown, because once we got, this year was obviously 25 years of, Four Horsemen and 10 years of Mythic Legions. My mind was blown with all the new things that were brought to us. Immortal Legions, like all the different lines that were brought out, the book, the role play game, you name it, version 2s, the upgraded articulation, the version 3 articulation, stuff like that. I mean, the Horsemen definitely did not disappoint. They never do. And they brought it to a point where I actually was flying home from Newark, New Jersey, out of the airport. I'm sitting there thinking, what's next? Like, I mean, there's tons that could go next, but I was sitting there going, my mind's blown. I don't even know if I can factor in after that dump of amazingness what could happen next. So
it's one of those things where I'm waiting for one of those years where it's like, God, this all sucks. But there hasn't ever been a year. I mean, I'm 4 years in, and it's like, dude, they keep killing it. Now, I will say it's going to be hard to top this last 25, but I guarantee somehow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, about going and even watching, it's exciting.
And I think knowing the Legions peeps, as well as the Four Horsemen themselves, they have at Nike where I work, there's a saying, there is no finish line, right? You're always striving, pushing, looking for something new to innovate and drive the next idea forward. And I think without a doubt, the Four Horsemen and the whole team that comprises of the Four Horsemen Studios has that in their blood, and you can see it. They want to keep outdoing each other year after year, release after release. Jeremy said it on Mythic Conversations a couple times around the fact that it's just one of those things that we're collectors like you, and we just want to keep bringing the next thing that you had never thought you would think about. So I don't know. I know whatever's going to get announced or whatever's going to happen, I'm going to be super excited. I'm going to be like a kid on Christmas morning.
Yes.
And I'm just going to sit there with all of you.
Yes.
And we're going to embrace it together. And then we're going to go eat some fish and chips or whatever at the pub. And we're going to drink a couple. And we're just going to have a great time. And maybe, just maybe, we'll have your figures in our hands by then. You never know.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
You want to know what would be even better? Four Horsemen, I hope you're listening. Please turn on your YouTube. Would be a 1-of-1 Broder to go next to the Amir Caspar out in the lobby. Huh?
Yeah. I want to see a huge, big titty pauldron Broder.
Oh, man. Dude. Could you imagine the metal milk they could hold?
Oh boy.
Oh God. I'm so glad we're on YouTube, man. We can have fun on YouTube.
Hey, there's a good question though. What do you actually think for Legions Con 2025? Who do you think is going to be the life-size figure? Like, they've started a tradition now.
I think it's going to be a figure obscura or Atlas.
I actually thought someone told us that we were getting Atlas last year, and I didn't see him. So maybe we could see Atlas this year. That would be cool. Yeah. They haven't done a human, have they?
Well, we get Big Greg. He's there every year.
Yeah.
He's a monster of a figure. Look at him. I mean, Big Greg walking around.
I still think they could do a troll. They just have to put it inside the ballroom. Just a huge troll, like, in the ballroom. Like, I want that sucker, like, touching the ceiling, like, just crazy. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
I think it'd be kind of cool to see a life-size Snag. Yeah. Could you imagine walking around the corner seeing a Snag standing there life-size?
Yeah, that would be cool. Wow.
I like Greg. Cool. Look at Greg. He's like, yeah, muscle.
Yeah, baby.
I will say though, Blake, you get me inspired. I'll tell you what, I might come hit the gym. Just I might go on the back patio and partake, and then come hit the gym and see what that does. And
you know what? I almost threw out this year that I asked people, hey, if you want to come work out with me, you could do it. But I also thought about doing I don't know if it's going to stick or if anybody's going to really care, but the Mythic Muscle workouts in the morning at Legion's Gone.
Now,
Nice.
Sean Strutt had a group chat with some people. I don't know if you were in it.
I'm aware of it. Yes, Sean Strutt. Yeah, and me and him chat often because we were both. Yeah.
He had a group chat. It was called the Barbarians Group or something.
Oh no, yeah, no, I wasn't in that one. No.
And it was all about working out because Sean said, well, Sean wanted us to all look like we could rip the foundation off of the Marriott, and I don't know what happened to it. It kind of just fell off, and everybody was talking about their workouts, and then it kind of just fell off, and I don't know what happened.
Remember, you had the hurricane hit down there.
I think that may have happened. I think once the hurricanes was coming, it was.
Well, he had all that damage to his house. I mean, I've talked to him a couple times, wishing him and his family the best, and I know that it's been they're from what I've seen on Facebook and the limited interactions we've had, they're coming back around really strong and everything's good. So I'm very happy that they've made it through this.
Good.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm, but yeah, they were definitely a lot of people in that group encouraging one another, working out and whatnot. It was kind of cool. It was a cool group. And like I said, all of a sudden it just kind of shut off. So I don't know what happened.
Jackie said no way, but hey, Echevarri's going to join me. We'll be pumping some iron before we pump our wallets full of Mythic Legions.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of fun. I was let's say we can get into it.
It'd be fine.
I probably won't go all crazy like you, Blake, but we'll just just tone up a little bit.
I only go crazy here at home when I have the opportunity. Otherwise, when I go there, it's just getting a good workout, sweating up a little bit, get the head clear, and then we're ready for the day.
I think if I got a good workout in, I'd be ready to go eat at that nice $20 plate breakfast probably.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't eaten there. I keep hearing it's great. The buffet, $20 buffet, but
hey, for what it is in a hotel, it's pretty decent. I mean, yeah. Good? Yeah, I've done it. I did it twice. I ate there twice in 2023, and I only did it once this year. But yeah, no, it was good.
J Mac, I can do that. I could actually just do there, grab a couple little 20-pounders.
Yeah,
do it, Samuel. You get it.
Come on, Blake.
Dude, we'll get Steve Busciotti in there, and I'll be like,
listen here, Tubby. We're going to lose 5 pounds of water right now, damn you. I think we can get 20 out of you, but 5 will do.
Oh, man.
Steve. All right, you want to pull this? You want to do this?
Let's spin this, baby.
Let's spin this. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
23 entries. How many people are watching? 24. I think that's pretty good. I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Spin it.
Let's do it. Let's see who's gonna win the Immortal Collections Brute Scale or Ogre Scale. Lawrence, get the hell out of here!
Shut up.
Time to respin it.
You ain't winning shit.
So does that mean it's gonna be going up on Legion's ladies?
You want me to give you something else? I'll give her something else to give. God. These got to go to my team. Come on.
To Legion's lady. We share the love.
Yeah, share the love. How many times has she won? That's like the 4th or 5th time. I swear to God. Rolling again. I swear to God, it's not rigged. Now I'm starting to think there's something in the system. I never win on Purple Gang. Come on. Brendan.
Hey.
Brother. Yes, dude. The guy who's got all the secrets on how to get to Wegmans without having to hit all those freaking jug handles. Baby. Love that dude. Seriously, he totally helped me out just by that one hit. I'm like, really? Why? Yeah, why? He's like, if you're going out here and turning right, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, you're right, bro. Doing it wrong. Congratulations.
Nice. Carlo, nice addition.
Carlo, yes. We did it, Carlo. We did it, baby.
We did it, dude. And
thank you, Immortal Collections.
To Immortal
without you, this wouldn't be possible. I think that's really cool that he literally grabbed that right off his table and handed it to Mike for us to give this away. That's super awesome.
And once again, if you guys are customizers out there, give Immortal Collections a look-see.
Yeah.
They are throwing out a lot of fun stuff. Uh, and of course, they're made up of Carlo, Jenny, and Tristan. And they all have a part to play in the company, and they're all fantastic. Good people.
Good people. I'll give any Legions ladies, whoever's watching, I'll give Lauren something to give away. Lauren, Jesus.
On Legions ladies, yeah.
I almost put in for it. I guess it'd be one of them things where I would win, but then I feel like I would be like, all right, I'll have to go grab something else. We're gonna have double winners. Oh, there's Brendan. Thanks, all this is cool. I am going to have fun with him. No doubt. No doubt. I'll have to bubble wrap him pretty good, or maybe I might bubble wrap his head by itself. I might take this off and bubble wrap his head, and then that way nothing happens to it. But oh, Brendan, send me a message on Facebook Messenger with your address, and I will box this up tonight and give it out to you tomorrow. So there's that.
In 2 weeks, guys.
Oh.
In 2 weeks, who do we have on, Brad? 2 weeks from now.
Let's see here. I gotta go to my banners.
Remember, guys, 1 week from now on the Cosmic Cabal, you have Cosmic Selection or Cosmic. Why am I getting this wrong? Cosmic
Contact
on
Jeff Evans
with Jeff Evans.
Jeffrey Evans
next Tuesday.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey's awesome. I like that guy. He's cool.
Dude, him and his wife are good people. I enjoyed hanging out with them at Legions Con and making them laugh. Literally, I had them crying as they were like getting to go into the ride to get to their airport. I mean, like they're like, well, I mean, yeah, it was hilarious. Of course, I was toasted.
Every time I came out my room, literally my door's right across from where they did the 1,000 Swigs.
Oh, wow.
And there's Jeffrey. Hey.
We're on the third floor. That's the third
I was on the third floor.
So could you
my wife's
hear going on in your room?
Oh my God. My wife's gonna kill me podcast when that went down.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Because I was gonna ask, maybe we could do some. I was almost gonna call the hotel and be like, is there a way I could set up Mythic karaoke in one of those rooms upstairs for one of the nights for just like an hour or two? They'll probably be like, fuck no, Jesus Christ.
No, it's awesome. Just make sure there are people like me that are crossing the room that are up and just having fun and don't care because we're there for that. But if it's somebody out of town and they had to be across from that, they're probably like, ah.
Yeah. Unless they had a ballroom downstairs or a room downstairs near the ballroom or something where it's like.
Well, they probably do, I would think. Possibly.
Maybe they let us use where the breakfast buffet is.
Dude.
Yeah.
Mythic karaoke. Look, me and Ish tried to talk about something last year, but Ish didn't come not this one, but the one before. And then this year we never talked about it. So I would love to see Mythic karaoke. I said, well, you know what? My wife's gonna kill me if I am not wrong. Don't they sing songs at the end of the show and they sing like 4 songs and Jeremy's playing the guitar, so I guess it could get a little loud. So
maybe if the weather's good, we could do it out by the fire pit and have like a whole.
Yeah, last year the weather was a little cold.
It was.
Well,
previous year it wasn't.
Yeah, this year the first couple days I had shorts on, and then it got cold, and then that's when I brought my jacket, and that was the first time I brought my jacket and thought this was a great idea.
So the only con I'm making it to this year is Legions Con. So I'm since PowerCon isn't here, our cons are Mesquite Con, PowerCon, Legions Con. I can't make Mesquite Con this year due to work. PowerCon is not here. Obviously, it's in Atlanta this year with Toylanta. So Legions Con is going to be my only con. So I'm going to be revving to go.
Real quick, I got something in the mix for us to do on our show with some of our guests from in the near future, but I need participation from the Cabal first. So I'm gonna have to do some posts.
Okay.
I want to do mythic battles again, like we used to do.
Okay.
Now I know mythic legions, Latin legions have been doing mythic battles on their show. What I would like to do is start off and maybe do faction leader battles. We'll take faction leaders from each faction and have them go up against their rival faction.
Oh shit! You know who's gonna win that one every time, dude.
And then maybe once we do like a little bracket thing and figure out who's the baddest of all the factions.
Well, we don't even need to do that because we know who's the baddest of them all.
Mike's like, we know Scapular's winning the faction leader of all time. But that's what's fun. I'll have to do a post and we'll start with 2 faction leaders and go from there. And then we'll do all 10 faction leaders from their factions. And then maybe we'll do a little bracket. And then maybe we can have our guests participate once we get these numbers in hand, who they think. So maybe something a little fun we'll throw in there and do. Mike must be going to get all the Scapulars.
Yeah.
And, oh,
nice.
Oh shit! And I think, does it fit? It does.
It's good.
Wait a minute. Where's the mask?
It's up there still.
Oh, gotcha.
We just wanted to bring this out to end the show with. Look at that. Look at it.
I love it.
The Meerkat bar.
Yes.
Hey, Brad, do you have the?
I don't, but John McDonald, I'm going to probably be messaging you shortly with maybe some help or some commissioning, or maybe just help or commissioning. Because I would love for him to make me Broder's helmet as well as Pauldron's. That would be cool. Here, let me show Mike. Mike, let me make you bigger here. There you go. Can you...
This part, I should bring out the mask.
And John McDonald did a great job on Mike's in his underwear. Come on, Mike. Jesus. Good thing
That was awesome.
Good thing there was only 12 people watching, not the 25 from earlier.
Yeah. Nice. Hey, I just got off work. I had to take my uniform off. I wasn't getting anything.
More people are coming on once Mike started showing his junk.
Listen.
Went from 25 viewers to 125.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. What does it look like?
John didn't give you instructions? Come on.
I can't see through this thing. It's hard to see.
It's pretty darn cool, though.
Yeah.
Your helmet was a little off, but it still looked good.
It totally reminds me of what is it? The Immortals off of 300.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is so cool. You know what you need to do? You need to find yourself somebody that can get you like a dummy, like one of those fashion dummies from like Kohl's or something, and then put it in there and dress and make a full Amir Kaspar. Have somebody make you, and then you've got the. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Now, Purple Gang Gang, if you're out there, you better take a screenshot now. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, God.
Dude, Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no kidding. He's like, oh, absolutely. We've already been doing that.
Joseph.
So we have D. Blake Makes. Damian Blake on it.
Oh, I think Mike's telling. Oh, yes. On January 21st at 7 o'clock, season 4, episode 2, our guest will be Damian Blake. Now, I do believe he makes some pretty good stuff.
He makes some real cool stuff.
This and stuff. Yeah, this and that. So maybe we should get him to make some Legion Lair stickers or something cool, or.
Well, we can see what he does. I mean, obviously, he does the signs.
Yeah, we need a Legion's Lair sign from him.
Yeah. Oh God, that would be cool. Maybe
Mike.
Great show.
You can make your own Pantless Mike here in a few years when.
What is that? Oh,
Dave
pantless.
Orkin says pantless Mike. I said, and you can also.
No,
do
no, no, no.
pantless
His
Mike.
name isn't Pantless Mike. That's Magic Mike right there.
Yeah.
That is the real Magic Mike.
That is the Magic Amir.
Yeah. And I don't have the titty pauldrons. I have the peck pauldrons, baby.
Great surprises. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe. Joe, hopefully you'll be at Muskegon, maybe. Well, fellas. is that a
Okay,
show?
that's the show, man. This
Dude.
was an awesome show. Thank you so much, my friend, for coming
Oh,
on.
hey.
The
No,
you know what?
Dude, you're kicking off our season.
Yeah. And we
I know.
didn't even
That's
ask
cool.
you why Recon Rage.
Oh,
well,
that's a good question.
military. In the military, the Marine Corps Special Forces is force recon or reconnaissance. So I did a Marine Special Operations capable unit of reconnaissance where we did missions of that sort. So I've always admired the special ops. You know, obviously in the Army, there's Green Berets, Navy SEALs in the Marine Corps, or the Navy, combat control, repair, rescue for the Air Force, and then reconnaissance, recon for the Marine Corps. So this is something a little bit, I'll just try to wrap this up real quick. I had an opportunity to wrestle professionally, like WWE/OVW out of Colorado. And I had to create a wrestling name. And so my original wrestling name and character was Rage. And I came out to the ring in this Grim Reaper gown, white contacts, all my wrestling stuff, and I was shackled, and I'd have a gal walk me out with a chain, and then I would just crush match my opponent. Well, when I started taking off in Colorado and I got known as Rage, and I started building a wrestling basis of fans, when I got a chance to try out for WWD in Louisville, Kentucky at Ohio Valley Wrestling School, that's where it used to be, I had to come up with a different gimmick. And so my character was this Marine Special Ops called Recon Rage. And in the wrestling ring, my closing move was a reverse choke slam. And I would run out to an air raid siren. I'd slide across the ring, low crawl.
Man.
I'd tell people I was going to cut their throats. But then I'd get up because I was a heel, or I was a face. But somewhere in the match, I had a flashback. I had PTSD, and I would go ahead and cheat and do something stupid. So that was my whole gimmick.
Gotcha.
And it did really well. I actually, there's several articles. If you Google my name out there from Colorado, you'll see that I had some pretty good opportunities with pro wrestling. So,
Nice.
Dude,
yeah,
can
I mean,
see myself on the corner going, Recon Rage will destroy you.
yeah, I have a picture somewhere. I don't know if I can even share it with you guys, but yeah, I mean, I did some pretty cool stuff, and they recruited me back in the day. There was a guy, remember WCW Monday Night Nitro with Ted Turner? That was the competitor to WWE, and when that went under, the guy that used to run everything for WCW moved back to Denver, and then he started going around to bodybuilding shows. And in '99, I won the Max Muscle Natural, drug-free, and then I turned around and won the heavyweight division for the Southern and Mr. Colorado in 2000, and that's where I got recruited for pro wrestling. So that's how it all came about. And then, yeah,
Holy cow, man.
yeah. So I've done a little bit, and it was the experiences though.
I want to see pics at Legion's Con. Can you bring?
Dave Orkin says, any match?
There's me.
Gary,
I don't even know if you can see this, but there's me with the UFC belt
Hold up.
with Shamrock.
Oh, nice, man.
Wow.
What else? Let me see. I've got a few more I can show you really quick. I don't know how good they're going to come through. Like me and Lou Ferrigno.
Oh no,
Wow.
God, Lou! Look how
Lou
big
big,
Lou
too.
is.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, and some more black belt. Me and Shamrock with the belt. It's kind of hard to get it in there, but
Yep,
Yeah.
I see it.
so yeah, I've had a lot of really wonderful experiences in life. I've had some things out there like all of us, but I've had a chance to meet some really awesome people in my journey through life, and this Legions community. puts the icing on the cake. It's an amazing community, amazing bunch of people, wonderful humans, and I'm glad to be part of this family. Honored to be on this show and be part of the lair. So Mike and Brad, I appreciate you. And let's just keep this wonderful season 4 rocking. And yeah, and we'll definitely have to party in November together.
Yes, I'm looking
think this
forward to
episode
that.
definitely raged out really good. I think it was a really cool. I think it was a really cool Rage Recon.
This
I'm glad you
was
enjoyed.
absolutely awesome show, man. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
we hope to just keep it rolling through the 4th season. And
you got it.
Dude, I cannot wait to see you at Legions Con. I'm going to be on the verge of retirement. You guys are going to see a guy with a smile this big on his face. I might even stay up to 2 a.m. every night, especially since we don't have a table now.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, cutting some of the same cloth that you and I have, you well deserve it. I know what you've gone through. And, thanks to you and everything you did for your community, my hat's off to you, my friend.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you so much.
All right, Cabalers. Till next time, 2 weeks. We'll see you.